Welcome back everybody, Souls 2, in the beginning of Earthen Peak. We've got a fog door in front of us, but we've also got a little bit with a little headless man, who I'm just whiffing at completely. There we go. And let's see, we've got a lad there in front of some poison jars, trying to tempt us to swing at him and get ourselves covered. Don't think we want that.
Aww, butter pranked!
So, instead we'll pop this fungoid. And can we see that guy? Just about. Oh, we can hit him. Good. Any more for any more? Or are we going to have to venture in and venture back out? Because, yeah, I thought so. I see you, little man. And yeah, that's it. What magnificent treasures does this chest contain? Well, it contains poison for a start. Ooh, poison stone, nice. And it's a torch. Trollolol.
Blood and stomach pills.
Now let's do the other little thing that we can do in this early part. Involves a tricky little jump. How do we do this jump without dying horribly?
Yorkshire.
Like that. That was pretty much textbook. Good stuff. Now, that is a trap. It's going to shoot out arrows and whatnot. So we'll take advantage of that. Are you going to trigger it again? No, you're not. Good. Down we go. There's no hidden walls in here, are there? It looks like a prime spot, but alas, no. There's a sneak attack somewhere down here. There you are. Lovely. And that's this section cleared. What's our reward? Not bad. And, ooh, heavy crossbow +3. Don't mind if I do. Very nice. Now, how do we get out of here safely?
Hey.
We jump across here. Now, we did explore that lower section, didn't we? So we won't worry about that. We'll head back up to our fog door. And we will in fact keep the crossbow handy as we head through this fog door, because it can be pretty handy against this boss. I present to you the Covetous Demon. Lamest boss fight in the game. We're just going to pop some jars up here. Introduce some little friends into the fight. And we'll get whomped by his big fat tail while we're there. That was clumsy. So yeah, this fat lad is just going to worry about those zombies, really, rather than us, and that's going to give us some time. Even if you don't do this, this guy is pretty feeble. But when you do this, this guy is a joke. Boss down. He didn't even get to kill the third zombie dude. We'll leave him be, I think. And it's another bonfire. Always welcome. Back to Majula, I guess, for a bit of a level. Now we're getting to the point where we need some sizable levels, sizable souls numbers to level up any further. But that's fine. We got enough for now to get a couple of levels of it, at least. And anything else we need to do around here? Yeah, I'm not going to level up my weapons anymore at this stage. but I did pick up some more life gems, so that's good. Back to Earthen Peak. Now this area is a bit bigger than the old Harvest Valley, a bit more challenging in general. It's a good area, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's got ambushes coming out the bumhole, because most areas do, to be honest. What are you doing over there? Dying, interesting. Can we see anyone else from down here? I never really experiment, but we can. Right, where do we stand? That might do it. Oh, we can see them both now. How about you poison me? Poison arrows, you say? Death, you say?
To shreds, you say?
Nobody could have seen this coming. Alright, enough mussing around with the crossbow. Let's get in there and use our axes. That is our job description. I don't even know what happened there.
To shreds, you say?
And okay, that's what happened, basically. Don't mess with that guy. Alright, this is just the early morning warm-up. We'll get our head together in a moment and we'll stop dying horribly. Lovely. There we go. We even dodged an arrow. And yeah, we've got another of these big hammer lads that likes wandering into poison. Oh dear. But he hits pretty hard. And there we go. Drops a shard. Always welcome again. Now this lever doesn't really do a lot, but it just shows us that in this area you can raise up some of those little poison jars by pulling levers. Might be useful later on.
No!
Poison's something of a theme in this whole area, including the boss herself. She is a queen who was trying to make herself more beautiful with various techniques and ended up poisoning herself and turning into a horrible monster. Such is the way of it. Ah, didn't think you were quick enough to get through there. Spearman. Nice. Now we'll just leg it, I think, because of those poison archer boys. We don't really want to mess with them just yet if we don't have to. Now, where's the threat here? It's from the left, I think. There's a guy up there, but is there just one guy up there? There might be two guys here. Yep, there are. What was that? Oh, no, stun locked. Can we get a thing in before we get arrowed? Nice. And a little jink round that guy so we can get away from the archers. Yeah, not without its challenges, this zone. Definitely not without its challenges. Alright, so there's our friend. Oops. Failed that miserably. Which means we're probably going to get poisoned when this guy fires again. Oh no. Nope, we got away with it. And over here we have... What does this do? Does that just... Oh yeah, that raises a poison jar, but one of those mannequins had already thrown his dagger at it, so it's not something to concern ourselves with. Now we'll probably crossbow this lad, because otherwise he'll be a pain in the butt. And then we're back at that lad that we initially sniped, who's standing behind a chest. You can't actually see him until you get close, and then you're like, oh god. But yeah, you don't want to rush him again because it's a wooden chest, so you don't want it to get damaged. Otherwise you miss out on this fat loot, which is a pike. And we wouldn't want to miss out on a pike now, would we? I mean, it's a blade on a stick, so it's fairly close to the axe family, but it's not part of the family. So, lower floor cleared. What do we find upstairs? We find another dude standing in a spot where it looks like he's guarding nothing at all. Well, maybe if we kill him, we'll find out what's going on. Yeah, these guys aren't too bad. Again, they can be just wiped out with poise-breaking attacks. Much like the big hammer guys. They seem like a threat, but if you can break their poise, all is well. This fog door, you're like, ooh, is it another boss? What's going on? And so you might end up running past it looking for another bonfire. That would be a mistake, my friends. You can see, I believe, from the start that there is a bonfire up here if you look carefully. That gives you a clue. But yeah, this is a bit weird though.
Take note.
It seems that there's a windmill here. It's got a bunch of oil on it to keep it lubricated and whatnot, so we've set light to that. And even though it's still spinning, this windmill is now no longer operational. So we will see what that does. It does something back in a place we've already been, but it also does something further ahead, and that's the useful bit. But first, these mannequins, as we've learned, are not to be trifled with. That other one didn't poison itself to death, did it? I heard one of them break a jar, but no, I don't think it would have done. You can come down though, friend. And half a piece to that. And then we'll do the same again with your mate. And then eventually we'll get the third lad involved. So yeah, if you're not prepared for this section, there's enemies everywhere, ambushes everywhere. A lot of the enemies' sightlines cross over. Like, we'd be getting hit by the archers down below if we hadn't taken them out. And we got some claws. Lovely. And whilst we were faffing around there,
Oi!
and getting hit by that trap,
Oh, you dozy bugger.
I forgot that other mannequin that we startled ran through that door and closed it behind him. Kind of like that bit in the Berg in Souls 1. So we're going to need to find the long way around. But that's fine, we're here for an explore anyway. And it's not terribly long. A mask, in case we want to look like those headless dudes, except they don't have heads, so why have they got masks?
That's a very good question.
And then up here, we would get jumped by those three lads on the beams, if we hadn't already taken them out. That guy down there wants a piece of us. We'll just... yeah, we'll just crossbow him. Caution's the order of the day there. And round the corner we find... yeah. The old desert sorceress. Can she even hit us from over here? Is the question. I don't think she can. So she's not too much of an issue. Little bit we can drop into there. Should we worry about that now? I mean, we want to get this door open first and foremost. But then how do we get the door open from up here? Maybe we do have to drop in here. Because t'other way ends up leading you up towards the boss. So... we'll miss that jump attack, I think. fine. And we'll get rid of these poison jars, because nobody likes that. Which drops us into a little lower bit. Now, where are the bads above us? Because I'm sure there's bads above us. Feels like an area where there would be bads above us. Oh, jeez. Oh. Well, we got told. Oh good, even though we didn't sit at this bonfire, because we lit it, it counts. Now, let's just rush in and see what we can do about these lads. That was a good approach. That worked. Oh, there's a thought. If you didn't open the fog door for whatever reason and you just came up here, if you were observant and looked over the edge, you'd be like, oh yeah, there's a bonfire down there. Never considered that before, so maybe that bonfire's not as well hidden as I thought. And let's see. I don't know if we can jump straight across to the other side from here. Could be worth a go. Oh, you can. You can just jump that gap. Never tried that before.
It is a butcher's dog, me.
Another sorceress. Dust curb and crossbows. God, I hate that trap. It's tricky to avoid and deals all the damage. But we got a lockstone, which is pleasant. And now that we're over here, we can sneak down this set of stairs. There's a chap who we're doing a really bad job of running away from. And there we go. The silver black shield. That's probably pretty good. I think those guys drop good weapons if you're looking at some sort of hybrid build between dark magic and physical attacks. Because they drop like the silver black sickle and the spear, I think. Now, what do we have here? Ooh. We've got a door that, yep, locked from the other side. What's on the other side, Pate, friend?
Well, we meet again. There's treasure this way, but I have a bad feeling about it. I don't quite have the guts myself.
And that's all he's got to say. So maybe we can find a way down to that treasure. Looks like we could go up here, maybe. Was that someone dropping down to try and beat us up? No. But as you can see, this is the other side of... Oh, we left our souls on the upper bit. Dang it. We could get back to those. How many did we have? Probably a decent number. Lovely. And he's even broken some of the jars for us. So we'll avoid where we died to mannequins last time and come up this path instead. Ah, oh, come on. Cheeky beggar. We got their knife. Nice, I guess. Treasure over there with a tricky little jump, but if we look here, we've got a bit of barrier. And just down there, a safe drop. So this allows us to open our door back to Friend Pate. And we can find what mysterious treasures he was talking about. Copy of a spell? Maybe? Yeah, great heavy soul arrow. A useful one for the mage build. And now, maybe Pate will have something else to say.
Well, good to see that you survived. Perhaps you're more rugged than I thought. In any case, the treasure is yours, since you went ahead and took the leap.
Nice.
I prefer a more cautious approach. It's hard to know who to even trust these days. For instance, I've heard that a man is out for my life. Now, what misunderstanding could have ever led to that? The poor bloke must have quite an imagination.
So he knows that Creighton's after him.
You be careful too, my friend. For trust can be a dangerous thing.
That's not ambiguous at all.
You be careful.
Lovely. So, yeah, he knows Creighton's looking for him. I think he knows why Creighton's looking for him. I don't think either of them can be trusted as far as you could throw them. Now, is this item any good? Probably not. What if I shoot you in the leg? How is your shield blocking that?
That does not make sense.
I'm shooting you in the leg. Grand. Now, the jump back's even trickier. Grave Warden bottoms. Nice. So let's grab all this loot and then try that jump. Soul's always good, I guess. And a life gem. Is there anywhere else worth diving off the side there? Nope. Looks like it's death all the way down. So back we try and go. And probably fail.
Oh,
Oh, he's done it. What a hero. I never normally make that bit of jump. What is all this thumping I'm hearing? Why are enemies just constantly throwing themselves around the gaff? Okay, this time we're gonna run away. Are you guys just gonna sidle around this corner and get whomped? Yes, you are. And just about. Good. Yeah, I see you at the end of the corridor, friend. So now, where does this lift actually take us up to? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Maybe it will lead us to where we need to be to open that iron gate so we can cut through quicker. Ah, it just leads us up here to a chest. Nothing exciting on the other side by the look. A mirror shield. That's fine, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. I remember something. Let's send it up again. Classic Dark Souls elevator stuff. You send it up again without being on it. Maybe there's something underneath. Nice. Oh, and then we best find our way out before it comes back down. Because we don't want to get squished. Now, what do we have along here? More breakable barriers. With some loot. But yeah, we should probably deal with this little mannequin guy. That failed miserably and we got poisoned. Good. Just what I wanted. But yeah, here's how we open this thing. I'm pretty sure it's like the bit in Undead Burg in Souls 1 where you open it once and it stays open. Nice. That goes another little hint that you can walk out along here. And what do we find here? It's a friend.
Shush. You idiot. Stay quiet. I'm on the run. Don't give me away. You're a fugitive too, eh? Yeah? Why else would you be here? It's got death written all over it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You want to climb down here? I can lend you a ladder. But, how much can you offer me? Why, yep. I'm trying to help you, you know. Have you no gratitude? Downright rude, really. I've got a soft heart, so I let you off. This once.
Lovely. So he's offering us a ladder down for 2,000 souls.
All right. It'll be just a moment.
This guy is Laddersmith Gilligan. He's got ladders, which he stores in the usual place. And every now and again he'll pull them out for you and create little pathways.
Go on ahead. I won't offer this deal twice.
So let's bob down and see what we've purchased. It's a good sturdy ladder. I like it. Craftsmanship on it. And we get a Pharos Lockstone again and a Twinkling Titanite. That is well worth 2,000 souls in anyone's book.
What is it? What do you need now?
He's even got a gesture for us. Prostration. We probably won't use it, but good to know. Clubs, whips, claws and shields. Fair enough. A little bit of an armor set. Oh, he's got the black leather set. Very nice. I'd use it if we weren't already in big armor. And he's got a ladder miniature, which is a quest item if we do a side quest later on. Not a lot else though that we need.
Have you heard? Well, apparently, there's this monster lady, right? And the poison, well, does wonders for her body. You know, health and beauty and that sort of stuff. And I thought only human women were so petty.
So he's heard about Mitha.
That creature, she was human once, you know? Yeah. In fact, she was wed to the prince of that nearby castle. But her husband? He had feelings for another. The princess was desperate and sought eternal beauty, hoping that it would restore the prince's affection. You see what I mean?
We see what you mean.
Before long, the princess's ire transformed her into a monster. Now, listen here. When do you think this all happened? Long ago, when this very land was called something else. We say Drangleic now, but countless kingdoms have risen and fallen on this very spot. And this won't be the last. Oh no.
So he seems to be hinting there that maybe Lordran was built on this spot, more or less. Hard to say.
That damned hag just can't let her old flame go. She's going to get us all burned. God almighty. I'm not going to die in this dump.
And that's pretty much it for his dialogue, I think. Yeah. Lovely. So, yeah, he's not going to die in this dump.
Aye. Downright rude, really.
I know. But we're also not going to die in this dump, hopefully. So what I think we'll do at this stage is press on with our plan to not die in this dump. We should be able to get to the next bonfire in the next couple of minutes, and then we can wrap up for the day. But that's going to depend on how badly I suck trying to get through these next few enemies. Lots of poison jars here. It'd be a terrible shame if there are enemies around trying to break them and get in my way and generally cause trouble. He says, as nobody bothers to get in his way. Maybe we'll do something about that, but first I want to pop this jar, and this jar, and this jar. Yep, the message is right. Now, sneak. Okay, I was going to go for a backstab, but really we don't need to. But we get the Spell Quartz Ring, which prevents magic damage, I think. I think that's what the Quartz Rings do. Could come in handy, but we won't wear it for now. Instead we'll race around here because there's a Desert Sorceress here. And we got it. And that was generally sketchy and risky. So I'm glad that worked out. After a fashion. Are they going to try and break through these poison jars to get to me and get themselves covered? Oh yeah. And yeah, poison got him. Sweet. Now, what do we find further on? Was that all the enemies that we need to worry about? Sure. Oh no,
Right.
she's still there. How did she survive that beatdown? Barely, it seems. down she go. And what are we going to find when we head up this here set steps? Not a lot. It's all quiet. Hey! Hey! So, behind door number 1 we got another chest. With a petrified something. Very nice indeed. But door number 2 holds a bonfire. Our favourite type of thing. So, Earthen Peak almost conquered. We've got a little bit down there to look at, which we'll do next time. Until then, I thank you all for watching once again, and we'll see you soon.